Are you looking for a simple and a cost-effective way of losing weight? Stay with your lady Salome in this video as I talk to Dr. Gloria Aidoo, a clinical pharmacist, as she discusses the importance of intermittent fasting and its effect on weight loss. Stay tuned. Hello, lovely viewers. Welcome to Ezra Wellness, where you learn proven ways to healthy living. This is your lady Salome. Today, I'm very excited talking about intermittent fasting. I have with me a guest that is talking to us. This guest, she's a woman who is into functional medicine. Her name is Dr. Gloria Aidoo, who is a clinical pharmacist with Tower Health Network in Pennsylvania in the United States of America. Dr. Gloria is very excited to have you here on Ezra Wellness.
Thank you. I'm excited to be here. Thank you so much for inviting me.
Dr. Gloria is also into functional medicine, even though she's a clinical pharmacist. She's into women's health. She's into juicing. She is passionate about eating healthy and all that. So today I want us to talk about intermittent fasting and its effects mainly on weight loss. So that's what I wanted to talk about. So Gloria, then what is fasting in the first place when we talk about fasting? I know it's really popular out there.
So fasting basically is abstaining from food. It's very simple. When you decide voluntarily to not eat, basically that is fasting. Fasting can be for spiritual reasons, religious reasons. As we all know, in the Christian, Islam, Buddhist, Hinduism, all these religions, they all go through fasting in one way or the other. So in a nutshell, fasting is basically just abstinence from food.
Okay. So now I just wanted to, so that means you intentionally decided not to eat, not because you don't have food.
Exactly. Or not because you are not hungry. You could be hungry and you will be, so it's voluntary.
Okay.
You are choosing not to eat. That is fasting.
Excellent. And we also hear about intermittent fasting, 24-hour fasting, water fast, this fast. Yeah. So can you talk about a few of them and then you kind of let us know what we really want to talk about today?
Okay. So basically there are several different types of fasting. Some people will tell you they are doing a juice fast. Basically, they will just drink juices throughout. Some people will tell you they are doing a Daniel fast. They are just eating veggies throughout. Some people will do only water fast for extended periods of time. So there's various different ways of fasting. So when we come to intermittent fasting is when you choose not to eat for a specific period of time and then you eat again. So that's what that intermittent is. You stop eating and then you go back to eating phase. So that's where intermittent fasting is. There are several forms of intermittent fasting. It can go from you eat day 1, day 2, you don't eat, day 3, you eat, day 4, you don't eat. Or some people will eat 5 days in a week, normal eating, and 2 days they will not eat. So it's various different ways, but the most common way is to eat for a specific period of time and then fast for a specific period of time. The most common is called the 16-8, where you fast for 16 hours and then you go into a feeding window of 8 hours. So that is the most common type of intermittent fasting.
Okay. Well, 16 days. So many numbers involved there. Well, Gloria, why is it necessary that we have to even choose the time that we eat and when not to eat?
Okay. So as everything in life, we schedule it. We schedule when we go to school, we schedule appointments, schedule the time to go to work. We talk about schedule. But one of the most important things in life, we don't schedule. Somebody wakes up at 3 a.m., you go eat. 2 a.m., 6 p.m., some people eat throughout the day. Why is it that the most important thing in life, we do not schedule? So when you look at intermittent fasting, it is not a diet. It is actually you scheduling when you eat.
Mm, that's very interesting because I haven't heard about it in that sense. Wow, that really makes sense.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So scheduling how you eat, put your body into that schedule mode. I go to work from 6 to 2:30. So your body is used to that. Some people wake up and clock work because that's what time they have to wake up and go to work. So it's the same with feeding your body. If I know that I'm gonna eat from 12 p.m. to 8 p.m., my body naturally is not gonna get hungry because it knows that, hey, you have 6 more hours before you get something in. So it's basically scheduling the time you eat.
Wow, wow, that's very interesting. I remember growing up back home, when we wake up in the morning, your grandmother will not let you eat. My grandmother will always say that it's too early to eat. Wait, Madian Chuyam before you eat. It's too early. So now that makes sense when you're saying
Yes.
that. So
Yes.
then, Gloria, what are the benefits if we choose to eat this way? Because these days, say thank God for fridge. Anytime food is there, so you could eat anytime that you choose to. So, what are some of the benefits if someone choose to eat this way?
Okay, so there is so many benefits to intermittent fasting. The primary one that everybody goes for is weight loss. So how you eat determines how much you eat, and that in turn determine how much weight you actually put on or how much fat you burn. Also, people do get a benefit of blood glucose control with intermittent fasting. Also, it promotes your overall heart health. So it promotes health wise from your mental state to everything, like when you are eating well and eating at a specific window. It also helps with our cognitive function. We think well, there's no fogginess, and it just overall it has so many benefits that we would go into.
Wow. Well, folks, if fasting, intermittent fasting, that means it's not actually even fasting per se, but you are eating at a specific time. If that is going to help that much, then it's something that we all have to look into incorporating into our life. So let's say, Gloria, I want to lose weight, you know? How do I put this intermittent fasting? I know there is a lot of benefit, but I really want to talk about weight loss because, it's the beginning of the year. People have resolutions. They want to lose weight. So how do I do this if I really want to lose weight? How would the intermittent fasting affect how we lose weight? If you could go a little bit into that.
Okay. So basically, we've all had this adage that, oh, breakfast is the most important meal of the day. The question is, it's breakfast, you breaking your fast. So naturally, every human fasts one way or the other. When you go to sleep at night, you are fasting because you're not eating. Well, except if you wake up at 3 a.m. to eat, but
Yes.
you are fasting, so you're not eating. So when you wake up in the morning, your first meal is what breaks your fast. So hence breakfast. But we have this notion that the moment you wake up very early in the morning, you have to eat something. You have to eat breakfast. Breakfast is the most important meal. But the question is, what time is breakfast? My breakfast could be 12 p.m. That is the time I'm choosing to break my fast. So a lot of people be like, oh, I can never miss breakfast. You can miss breakfast. So for people who are starting intermittent fasting, I'm not gonna say it's so easy. Anytime I go on intermittent fasting and I restart again, because I also do it intermittently during the year. If I stop and I go back to it, the very first few days, it's pretty difficult. I'm not gonna lie to you, but it's all about your mental state and how much you push yourself. So let's say I've stopped doing intermittent fasting and I'm about to restart. I'll make sure the night before I stop eating by 6 p.m. That is easy to do. Most people eat dinner around that time. And luckily for me, I don't like to snack. So I don't have that issue. For people who love to snack, I would say after 6 p.m., just stick with teas with no sugar in it to break your fast. So from 6 p.m. to 6 a.m., that is 12 hours. So to start off, maybe if I will wait till 8 a.m. to eat something. So that gave me 14 hours for day one. Day two, stop eating at 6 p.m., push the next morning to 10 a.m. That gives me my 16 hours right there. And I'm back on schedule for that 16 hours of fasting, 8 hours of eating window. So the eating window actually just depends on you. You can choose to eat from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. and you are done. Somebody will choose from 12 p.m. to 8 p.m. They are done. Others will start from 4 p.m. to 12 midnight. So it just depends on you. The goal is to make sure that you are fasting or you are in a fasted state for 16 hours. And there is a reason why we want you to fast for that 16 hours, because that 16 hours helps us to lose fat. And I will get to that in just a minute.
Okay. All right. So now you showed us how to do it. Then you want to go into what happened in our body if we are not eating for that 16 hours that is making us lose the weight.
Perfect. Okay. So what happens normally when you eat, whether it's carbs, protein, sugar, fruit, whatever you put in your mouth, your body breaks it down and it turns into glucose. That glucose gets absorbed into your bloodstreams. It goes into your body organs and helps gives it energy. Not every the glucose, you use some and your body will store some in your liver, and that is what we call glycogen. And it also stores some in your adipose tissues, and that is what is fat, we all know as fats. So your body stores these things because it thinks it's going to need it later on. Let's just say there's famine and your body will need basically the stores to use to help your organs. So when you naturally eat, your body is digested. So you are in the feeding state. The moment I put food in my mouth, I'm in the feeding state. So my body is absorbing this food, breaking down. The number one thing that releases is insulin. The moment food enters my mouth and I start chewing, the body automatically releases insulin. So when we are eating, our insulin level goes up. So it takes about 4 hours for our body to digest the food that we have eaten, for it to go through our bloodstream, for it to be stored in the liver and the adipose tissues. So we go into a state where we are not eating. So when we are done eating, and that state takes about 10 hours to 12 hours. So within that time, all the sugar in our bloodstream has been used by our body. So if we do not eat again, the body needs energy. And so it goes into the liver and grabs that glycogen that it was storing, and it starts breaking that down to use as energy for your organs. So we have that 12-hour mark. So after that 12 hours, if you are able to continue fasting, let's say an additional 4 hours, not only will your body have used all the glycogen in your liver, but now it's going to try and access the fat that is stored in your adipose tissue. It breaks that fat down into fatty acids, goes back in, turns into glucose, and then your body uses that. So basically, the longer you fast, the more access your body has to that adipose tissues to release all that fat in there so you can break down fast. So for a person who eats, like, let's say 3 times a day, breakfast, lunch, dinner, snacking in between, your body is always in the feeding state because you never give your body that time to be able to use up all the glucose in the blood, use up all the glycogen in the liver, to be able to go into your adipose tissues to even start breaking down your fat. So the average person who eats the normal American way or the normal American times of eating, you always eating, so you always storing fat. You never break down that fat. But to a person who goes through this intermittent fasting, 16 hours, you've given yourself enough time to use the energy that your body is storing, and hence the reason why you are able to burn fat.
Wow, wow. And then you are able to lose weight as well.
Exactly. Fat burning equals weight loss.
Excellent.
Yes.
Wow, wow, wow. So if you're out there and you're listening to us and you want to lose weight, you want to start into looking into this intermittent fasting. If I were you, I'll be starting it right away to lose this weight. So now you talk, this is really good. But you know, so there's some fear out there. Some people say that when you fast, you're going to lose your muscles. So from the way that you are explaining, it looks like you're not going to lose muscle, but are you going to lose muscle? I want to make sure.
No, you are not going to lose your muscle weight at all, because we are only fasting 16 hours. So remember, it's for 12 hours. After 12 hours is when your body is going to start using the glycogen in your liver and also accessing your adipose tissue fats when it's done. So by the time the body's not even going to break down all your fat before you go back into feeding state. So you will never touch your own muscle mass. You're not going to lose your muscle mass. It's going to continue to burn your fat because you're going to eat after 16 hours. So it's not going to get to that stage where your body is going to attempt to burn your muscle. No, it will never happen in 16/8 intermittent fasting. No, that is something that will never happen.
All right, so that is a myth out there that we don't have.
It is a myth, yes.
You know, a lot of people are afraid of being hungry. I know intermittent fasting, ever since I went into this diet, I've been doing it and it's great for me. But you know, people are afraid that they will be hungry.
Yes.
What would you tell these people? They are afraid of the hunger, so they don't want to fast.
So initially, I am not going to lie to you. It's going to be tough, but it is your mindset. As I said, you have a goal and you know what you want. It's the very few days of starting intermittent fasting that you are going to feel hunger. But the moment your body gets used to it, basically it's like training a child or training yourself. The moment your body gets used to that eating pattern, it's going to be okay. You are not going to feel that hunger. And one thing that I also do when I initially start is to drink teas. You can drink as much tea as you want throughout the day because it contains less than 50 calories and it will not break your fast. Basically, anything with zero sugar or milk will not break your fast. So when I'm hungry and I drink tea, it's hot. In my mind, I feel like I'm drinking coffee. So that takes my mind off of that hunger. Initially, it's going to be tough, but you have to train yourself. And also one thing we have to realize is sometimes, let's say somebody who wakes up at 6 a.m. and eats breakfast by 8. Once in a while, you're like, oh, I'm going to sleep in today. So let's just say on one Friday night, you ate around 6, went to bed, but you decided to sleep in. You slept in till 10 a.m. You are already fasting. It's all a mind state. So you got to put in the effort to say, I will not be eating. I am voluntarily choosing to fast. The hunger will come, but after a couple of days, it's going to go away. You will not even feel that you are going through intermittent fasting. It becomes part of you, basically. Yeah.
Wow. So this is basically something that we do all the time.
Yeah.
We all fast.
Yes.
Even if you say you're fasting or not, because when you sleep, you are not eating. So anytime that you are not eating, you're
fasting. Yes.
Yeah, but the way that we say it, I think sometimes it makes people think like, oh, yeah. But if you're looking to lose weight, if I were you this time around, you find it trouble eating your vegetables and all that, I think kicking intermittent fasting really help.
Yeah. So one thing I didn't talk about was most people, intermittent fasting, as we said, is just eating your meals in that short period of time. Yeah. But we have to also be careful. You are not cutting calories, but some people will eat the entire house within that time frame. and that you are overfeeding also. So that would defeat the purpose of intermittent fasting. So some people will gain weight if you do that. So even though you can eat basically whatever you want, but it has to be a balanced diet and healthy, good nutrition, you still have to make sure that you're not eating excess. Because some people are like, I'm hungry, and then they start eating even more or twice or 3 times their allotted calories per day, and that's not going to be good.
Yeah. Especially our carbohydrates. Let's really, really be careful there, because get more fat, moderate protein, and that will fill you up.
Exactly.
So you don't have to eat so much of the carbohydrates.
Exactly. Yes.
So Dr. Gloria, then my question is that who is not supposed to fast? Is this for everybody?
So intermittent fasting is good, but for people who have anorexia, we do not want you to do intermittent fasting because you already have an issue with how much calories you're already taking in. Pregnant women, breastfeeding women, please do not intermittent fast unless you consult your physician. And also people actually with advanced diabetes or diabetes type 1, they are not, you cannot fast, do intermittent fasting. It's not good for you. So diabetes type 1, not good to intermittent fast.
Yes. And then even if it's advanced diabetes type 2, you have to do it in conjunction with your physician.
Exactly.
Or with a healthcare professional who will be guiding you.
Exactly. Yes. Absolutely. Okay. Yes.
That's great.
Yes.
So Dr. Gloria, is there last words you want to tell my viewers? Because, is there something I'm missing that you want them to know, those who really want to get into this? Because, we're going to launch out a campaign. I would like people to come up and sign up on Facebook and stuff. And then we're going to go into this about a 30-day, which we are going to kick off after this video, and just to encourage people to fast,
Okay.
So is there something that you want to tell my viewers?
I just want to tell people that this has been tried by me. It worked amazingly. You would not believe it. I can go on intermittent fasting for very long periods of time, but as you all know, we all tend to slack sometimes. Intermittent fasting is very good, and it is not a diet. It is a way of eating. If you've had issues with dieting, if you've been going through yo-yo diets, gain weight here, lose here, gain here, trust me, this works, but it only works if you are consistent with it. You have to give yourself a minimum of 3 weeks to start seeing the weight fall off. You will be amazed at the benefits of intermittent fasting if you go through with it. So I will encourage everybody to come on board and join this 30-day challenge, and you will see the benefits of it. You will never do any other dieting. You will stick with intermittent fasting, but you have to eat healthy though. You cannot eat burgers and McDonald's thinking you are intermittent fasting. It's not going to work. You have to eat healthy with it.
Yes, because that is healthy eating. That is what Ezra Wellness we are promoting, that people eat healthy, and we encourage intermittent fasting. Because for me, I fast twice a week intermittently, and I normally push the window to about 20 hours. I fast for about 20 hours.
That's good.
In those days, like twice a week, I do that, like you have said. So it's a couple of ways, and we're going to put notes underneath the video. So if you want to know like specific hours when to fast, the 5-2, the 16-8, everything will go down there so you know what to do. Dr. Gloria, I want to say thank you. Thank you for coming to Ezra Wellness. We really appreciate it. Hey viewers, please give me a comment in the video. Let me know you want me to bring Dr. Gloria back again for another important topic. What do you want us to talk about this year? If you have any health issues that you want us to talk about on Ezra Wellness, please give me a comment in the video and let me know. And until I see you in the next video, remember, this is Ezra Wellness, where you learn proven ways to healthy living. Thank you for your time.
Alrighty. Bye.